that is bearing forth fruit, the things will come to death. And so he says, both their mind and conscience are defiled. Those who are not pure, those who have not had Jesus come into their life to purify them. Verse 16, they profess to know God. Just like that video. So do you know God? Yes. Yes. Do you need Jesus? No. Professing to know God, but it's not based in truth. Okay? Professing to know God, but they deny him by their works. They're just talkies. They're not walking talkies. They're just people who talk the talk, who have commands, who put heavy burdens on other people, who are contentious, who say, my way is right, this is the only way, and if you can take it or leave it. But the goal is more being right than it is to provide a highway to Zion. To say, I want you to share in this common faith of what Christ has done for me. And we may disagree over these things, but we go back to Scripture and say, this is what I believe for now, this is what it looks like, and that we would love one another and realize that is how we participate with God. It is a facet of how we love God, of how we love one another. He goes on to say, I'm going to start with verse 15 so we can get this. To the pure, everything is pure, but to those who are defiled and unbelieving, nothing is pure. In fact, both their mind and conscience are defiled. They profess to know God, but they deny him by their works. They are detestable, disobedient, and disqualified for any good work. So we look at this and we realize that God has done a great thing for us, and that he has told us how to set up the church. He's calling us, he's showing us how he wants the church set up. That the church, if you have these people over there that are able to teach the word, then the church should flourish. It's not just going out on our own, building our own kingdom. It is to pull us together. Timothy says, he writes a letter about the same time to Timothy, so we know it wasn't just the game plan for Crete. He writes another letter to Timothy at the time. He's at Ephesus. He's another young pastor, and he says almost the same thing. And in your notes this week, you will read what he said to Timothy that matches up with this. And you will see that it was the pattern that God has set in the church for us to be able to come and to know him and to flourish. So I know there's a lot in here. There's I want to open it up to your questions. There are many, admittedly.